Welcome to Decay Factor. Today is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. Let's take a look at the market and see what's happening today. We'll go to the S&P 500, we'll go to the SPY. We can see that we are having a just a normal up day today. Nothing big, no headlines here. Just kind of looks like any other up day. Let's take a look at the ES. And same story as you would expect. Let's take a look at the VIX and see what volatility is doing. Volatility has come down a bit, even though it is trending upward. And let's take a look at /VX to see what it's doing. Really same story here. What you'll notice here, though, is this 3 ATR is really spreading out on the volatility index here, meaning that volatility on volatility is expanding, or the volatility of volatility is expanding. So interesting thing to note there. All right, so let's take a look at the portfolio here and see what our outliers are. Well, before we do that, I'm just going to look at the activity tab and see what we had. The last fill we had was yesterday, 2:23 p.m. Haven't had any fills since then, so it's kind of been quiet. I'm going to sort by P&L for the day, and we can see here that silver has done well for us today. This is a negative strangle that we have on, and we are right between our strikes, 16 delta. And if we go over to the options chain, or the order chains here, we can see that we're negative 1445 on this one. So we're definitely going to be rolling this one out for a period of time to get it back to a profit, but nothing we need to do there. CRM, we are up 40.68 today with P&L since open of negative 1465. Let's take a look at the chart here and see. We did come back into our range here a little bit. We dipped back down earlier, so nothing we need to do here. Just wait for it to hit our working order here at 190.38. All right, and Hood. We have two positions here on Hood. One that expires this, in 24 days, but we're going to roll it on Friday. And then one that expires in 52 days. And we just put that one on yesterday. So we're up on both of those, which is good. Looks like we might have had an IV crush a bit in Hood. We can go over here and take a look at this open position and look at the market snapshots. IV rank. Yeah, when we put it on yesterday, IV was at 37.1. We're at 33.5 now for the IV rank. So yeah, a little bit of a vol crush there. It doesn't look like it's moved a whole lot since we put it on yesterday. Yeah, so that explains that. Again, nothing to do there. We'll roll that one on Friday. SoFi just kind of shot up to the top of the list here. Let's see what it's doing. It must be rallying just a little bit, not a whole lot. Again, nothing to do there. We looked at Hood, Netflix. That's the only problem about with sorting it by P&L for the day is these bounce around a little bit, and you have to kind of remember which ones you've looked at before. But Netflix, we must have rallied just a little bit. Yep, we rallied a little bit in Netflix today. You can see when you really start to understand how the options work and how, looking at your P&L for the day and you know what your position is, you kind of know what the stock already did before you look at it. It's either a move in the stock one direction or another if you were directional or had some heavy delta on one side or the other, or a change in volatility, or a combination of both, usually a combination of both. Let's look at BTI. Inverted strangle here. Let's see. We are out of the money on our put, but we're deep in the money on our call. And so nothing we need to do with this one right now. It would be nice if we would get a little bit of pullback, which we did pull back today. We got down here to the lowest 60.95. So if we come back over here and take a look at this one, 60, 95. We were somewhere in this ballpark right about here. So this one looked a little bit better earlier today, but not as good right now. But P&L was probably up a little bit higher than this earlier today. I'm going to fast track through some of these. We only have about 15 minutes until the market close. So I'm just going to kind of look at both ends of the spectrum outliers, and then really anything that has a positive P&L for the day and a positive P&L in the open. See if we can catch a quick win here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to. We'll try. This one, again, we're going to roll this one out on Friday and get a little bit more premium for it, or try to buy the guts and sell the wings. Like right now, we're looking at average trade prices 445. Let's just kind of see what this setup looks like. We'll do a quick roll here, and we're going to roll it out to the 52 day. If we keep the same strikes, we're looking at a what? That's not right. Let's clear that out. Let's try again. Maybe it is right. So roll expirations. Yeah, it's credit. So quick roll from the, yeah, okay. 90-cent credit here to roll it out and keep the same strikes. What I'd really like to do is try to get this call on the other side of this orange line here, try to get it back out of the money. It's going to be a 548 debit. We'll be hanging out the 60, 65, and the 52 day. It's a little wider here than I want 15 cents, but we're already in the position, so we have to manage it. So 60, 65 on BTI puts us here and here. So yeah, I think how much did we say that was? 548. It's going to put us, if that holds, it's going to put us a little negative, which means we're going to have to run it out another cycle for this one to become profitable. Either way, it should be fine. I think we looked at Netflix. Yeah, we looked at Netflix. C, let's take a look at C. We just put this one on yesterday. We are right in the middle. Didn't have really any sort of significant directional move since we put that one on. IV ranks 32.2. It looks like we may have gotten another IV crush there just a little bit, or contraction rather. View market snapshots. All right. Yeah, 34.8 to 32.2. Not a whole lot, but just enough to help us out here a little bit. If there was any directionality to that when I put it onto, it's like flat deltas right now. Actually, let's take a look and see. I'm curious what the deltas were when we put it on, because I bet the deltas moved in our favor as well. The delta, yeah, was negative 33.7. So it looks like it came down a little bit. So yeah, it was probably right in here and came down a little bit. All right. GILD, man, let's get rid of this one. Wish we could. Oh, we could get rid of it right now. We're within our range. I don't know. Part of me says hold on to it. Part of me says just get rid of it, because it went far beyond what we said. So I'm just going to close this one out. And let's take this order back and go. Yep, we filled that one. All right, so we're out of that one. We'll reduce a little bit of our static buying power reduction. Intel. Did we already look at Intel? I don't remember. We are looking really good on the 4260, which is that one. And we have a working order in for 137. It's trading at 155. It's been open for 27 days. Yeah, we're gonna hold it 50%. This ratio, what's it doing? Let's back up just a little bit today. So we're gonna hold on that one. All right, so now let's kind of skip through. Now that we're getting some of these that really haven't made big moves. Rivian, negative strangle. So this P&L open is like the open after it was rolled, not the open It's at the beginning, since the total P&L on this order changed negative 124. So we're going to hold on to this one. We'll roll it out. All right, so let's go look at the other end of the spectrum. Let's go P&L day. Negative. PayPal is a failed earnings straddle. One leg is in the money. Of course, it's going to be in the money since it's a straddle because they share the same strike. We're kind of getting out here. It seems to be rallying, quite a bit. Wow, look at that. It's coming back. So what do we want to do there? We're getting negative 64 delta. Let's go ahead and cancel this order here, and we'll roll the puts up. So let's do roll strikes up. We're going to go to the table view here. We're going to roll those up to that 47. We get $1.49 in credit. We're going to go almost inverted. Not really. Not close. Not quite. And we are filled. And I'm going to do let's just close the group. Ungroup, group. Failed earnings straddle. And yeah, we're going to have to probably roll that one out another month as well. That's fine. 6A. I'd love to get rid of this position one of these days. My concern is here that we're going to bounce up here higher. And I really don't want that to happen. Also, really don't want to close it for a loss either. It'd be a $1,700 loss, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hold on to it. It will eventually come back to us, I think, I hope, and we'll see. And PBR has rallied yet again, and we're too big in PBR to double up on it. So we can only hope that earnings will bring that thing back to earth. EWZ. All right, we're down on our shares. Yep, because that thing has rallied too. And on our short strangle, we're doing okay on that one. Yep, that's the only one. Okay, what else? Negative strangle GDX. We're doing okay here. What's the delta look like? 44. Do you think it might come down a little bit? I don't know. But we're at 80 and 113, so an 80 put. An 80 put's right about in here. I wonder if we should bring that back up to about the 90. Just to kind of get it in check. If we go to 90, 42 cents on that one, it's an 8 delta. What did we say our delta here was? 44. That's right? 44, negative 44. So we bring in 12 delta. That would get us to 32. Let's just go with this one here. 88 cents. All right, filled in GDX on a roll to neutralize some delta here. We're going to in-group these. We're going to group them back together. And I think it was a negative strangle. All right. Anything else we need to look at here? ASX real quick. It has rallied yet again. We could double again and go to 40 shares. We are at the top here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to short. Yeah, we're going to short 20 shares. Short stock. Click it up to 20 because if we type it in, it doesn't work as well. And we got filled. ASX. We're at 40 shares now. If we hop over here, yeah, we just moved up 23.96. So we're going to put our close in at 20. 296, and we'll do a good till cancel, send the order, and let's go back and look at it and just make sure it looks right. So we're looking at $1. It's $40 if we bounce back here. I think that's very reasonable on ASX. And Vail went against us again. Nothing we can do. XLP, we're at 805. Nothing we can do. DHT. Oh, wow. Well, let's do something fun here. DHC, we're at 180. Let's go ahead and double that. So we'll go to, what is it, 36? So 36, we're going to short at the top here on DHT, 36. I'm just going to type this one in. Have to hit the up and the back down on that, though. All right. DHT, let's drop it down and get it filled. And we're filled in DHT. We're going to come back over here and see that that brought us up to today's open, actually. So let's cancel this order here. We're at 1784. I'm going to put an order in here for 1684. Good till cancel. And we'll send. And if we want to bring $25 out of this, let's take a look here. So 1784 minus 0.5, 1734. And we'll bring it right up there. 1734. All right, that's more reasonable. Anything else? Pepsi's big, DHT, Vail, CSX, CL. What's CL doing? Yeah, it's just messing around. Nothing we can do there. I think everything else is. By the time we do it, we should probably do it or alphabetically and just go through everything because it starts bouncing around on us. All right, let's see if there's anything else to put on. We got 3 minutes until the close, so I gotta be kind of be quick here. All right, so IV index change 19. Let me make sure everything's set up right here. It looks good. High options volume, KRE, PayPal, SLV, none of those. Applied Digital. I think I have low correlation to the SPY as well. I don't know if this one is going to do anything for us, but nope. Very wide bid ask. Intel, IGV, short strangle. We got 3 minutes left here. Let's see if we can get something on. Nope. Let's come back here. Netflix, USO, short strangle in oil. Man, these bid asks are just wider than I am willing to get into. Because when you start rolling, they are not your friend. Definitely not your friend. All right, let's bounce up. Golly, man, they're wider. I don't like anything more than 10 cents. And so I will pass over Cisco. Let's see. Got 2 minutes left. 68.93. Wow. What's this one right here? Doesn't look bad. 67 in our wheelhouse. P50, 78% or 82%. 996, 187, 112, 117, 70, 77. With an IV rank of 38.1. What's the IV rank look like? Yeah, man, it's been higher. I really want to get some short premium on, but I'm not. That might have been, yeah, earnings. All right. We're going to route it. And we got just a few seconds until the market closes here. Let's see if we can get this order in. Oh, come on. 10 seconds to spare. And I don't think everything else down here is trending down. NIV. So, all right. And there's the bell. And so we'll come over here and we'll take a look at Cisco that we put on today. And we're going to group this one. And we'll go ahead and put in our close order for 50% since it is a short strangle. All right. So now let's take a look at our portfolio for the day. We'll go to the daily portfolio log. We're going to plug in today's date and today's balance, which is 73, 364, 71. Down a little bit from yesterday. 73, 360. Yeah. And then zero and deposit withdrawal. Buying power usage is 35, 397.41. 35, 397.41. And then delta 19, 117, 167. Gamma 104, 39, 58. And where did we say VIX was today? VIX is at 1954. Oh, don't know where I'm typing. And our static buying power is 1750. This is before we traded today. I went ahead and ran all this, so we didn't have to wait. So any of the trades that we put on today aren't calculated here, but that's fine. Options buying power is 19. Yes, that's going up just like I wanted. And Bill is at a flat 10, and Bill is at 73, 71, 55. It's kind of ridiculous that I track that one because it doesn't change that much, but I like to have it. I'll show you later why. Okay, so let's go take a look at the dashboard here. In realized P&L, we're up $4,581.40 on the year 2026. That equates to 6.03% in 24 days. I'm sorry, 1 month and 24 days, and which is not bad. With an estimated annual, so if you take the 6.03%, divide it by the number of days so far in the year, which is something like 30, 31, 41, 51, 61, 65, something like 65, I think. Then and then multiply it by 365, you come up to 40.02%. So that's kind of what we're tracking at right now, is 40.02% in realized P&L. For the year for 2026, we have 520 trades. Again, this doesn't take into consideration any trades that we placed today for the year. And you can see, what else can you see? This was does not include the realized P&L for the trade that we closed today, which is probably like $6 or something. It's really small. So it's really small days here. Some of those stocks that we had static delta in just really moved against us and have just kind of stayed against us for a while. So kind of having to wait those out. And I really don't want to put any more static delta on. You can see that reflected here in pivots on the number of trades per week, like 8 trades this week. We really haven't traded much at all this week. We're already at, it's only Tuesday, but 17 last week, 41 the week before. But you compare that to the weeks prior in 2026, 118, 84, 81, 70, 89. We've got, I think we put on a little, probably too much in this week here. So it's causing us to have to kind of hold off and wait for some of those to come in. All right, and then trades per month. I think we're going to definitely end up this month with considerably less or fewer trades than we did in January. So 184 is where we're currently at, 336 in January. However, 2026 has been an active year for us, 520 so far in 2026. Again, we're only 60. Is it 60? Is it 65 or 50? I don't know. We're not very far into the year compared to previous years. We're almost at 2024 for the whole year. And this just shows trades per day. And if we go over here, let's see what else we have. Realized P&L by date. I don't want to look at that -16 because it's our only negative on the board. If we come back here, well, this doesn't go all the way back, but it's our only negative day. Trust me. Realized P&L by week. Not bad. Realized P&L by month. January was a good month. And fees are low. This is kind of a cool one here, and I really kind of want to deep dive into this sheet, what all it does, because it can really do a lot. It's kind of a work in progress, so it's a little clunky, to say the least, but it really gives us a lot of good information just from a single export import, and then the manual daily portfolio log entries that we make. It shows us here because we have so much data on our positions and the portfolio that we can just look at. There's so much that we can do with this to see it in different ways, and analyze the data. But here we can see on short strangles, average P&L on short strangles in 2026. I think this is just 2026 is just 2026 is $77.71. So that's really cool because we know that if we open a short strangle and then close a short strangle, on average, we're going to make $77.71. And so what I want to do is start charting these over time to see how much fluctuation there is. Like it says 77.71 now. What does it say tomorrow? What does it say next week or a month from now? Is there a lot of fluctuation there? And can I really find what the range is on that? That's going to be really cool. That gives us a lot of confidence when we put a trade on. Short stock, same thing. You can see 83 short stock positions, average of $12.79. But we have a lot of losers on right now, so we need some of those to come back to us. Short futures, we've only done 8 of those. Long stock, 54, 14.98. It's really neat to see these numbers because I think it really gives you a level of confidence going into a trade on realistically what it's going to come out. And there's so much here that we don't even have like the number of days in the trade. So I want to add that in, the number of days, average number of days on a short strangle, average P&L by day, that sort of thing. Because then we can start to compare that to theta. And so we're tracking our theta on a daily basis. And so if we say, okay, well, our theta on a daily basis is X, and our average P&L per day on short premium positions, theta positions is X, then we get that percentage of what we can expect on an annual basis as a percentage of annualized theta. Tasty says it's about 25%. I'm just curious to see what it is for this portfolio. It might be a little higher than, I don't know. I don't want to say that. I was going to say it might be a little higher than 25% because we hold until we're profitable, but I don't think that really matters because you still have the time component. So I don't know. It could be different. If it's lower than 25%, I need to change something. So we'll see. What else do we want to look at here? I think that is everything. Netlick just bounced down just a little bit here. We already knew that. Number of trades yesterday, 8. Netlick plus extrinsic dropped down just slightly. It's one of those things that I track is not Netflix, Netlick plus extrinsic. Because sometimes if we see a big dip in net lick, it just went to the extrinsic column. And so we want to be able to distinguish between the two of those. These look very similar, but they're not exactly the same. All right, so buying power allocations. Let's look at this real quick and see if we are on track to meet our goals. So we are increasing our buying power allocations. There's a slight change here. So we added a little bit on options and we took away a little bit on static, with the net being pretty close on the total. But on options buying power, yeah, we increased that a little bit today. We're getting close to 20%. Or we increased it yesterday. I'll calculate today's and add it in later. All right. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we will see you either tomorrow or Thursday. Thanks.